You all were thinking we were going to miss another week. Nope, we're here.
Am I crooked? Because the camera looks crooked.
It's very crooked. Yeah, let me fix that.
Mm.
So maybe you should talk a little.
Oh. I can't. It's funny because I haven't even started on the. It doesn't even show up that we're on, at least on my phone. I can't tell we're live. Are we live?
We are.
Well, I just got the notification.
At least I hope we are.
I'm
Hello,
so
everyone.
behind. Yeah, I see us now on here.
Yeah. As usual, thank you, Melissa Jeswald. Thank you, Zen. Thank you, Kaylin. Everybody. Scrambling at the last minute because that broad sitting over there didn't like the way she looked.
No, you put me on the other side. I'm not used to this. I don't even know what I look like, so that's why I was like.
I did not put you on the other side. I asked you if you would like to be on the other side. You said yes. Yes, people are commenting that I am back. I am indeed back. Sorry about last week. I didn't know if Lisa was going to be able to do the stream on her own or not. She's scared of y'all. So
No, I'm not. It was a long week. I still had a bunch of stuff to put away and put it on the inventory, put inventory up. And I was just like, I can't. It was just too much. So, and then you would have had to come out and showed me what to do. And I was like, not trying to bother you.
Well, you did do a great job on covering for me on Sunday. So the thing is, a lot of people are saying, I hope I'm feeling better. I am. Absolutely. It's a different deal. It's not what you think it is. I was not ailing. Like I didn't have the flu or, some kind of cold or anything like that. It was more, I just kind of had a little bit of a meltdown. I guess that would be the easiest way to explain it. Just a mental break. And I had to step away for like 5 days. Had to. And clear my head. It's nobody's fault in particular. It was just, sometimes you just get pushed too far. And you have to say, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. And that's exactly what I did. Thankfully, my beautiful wife was able to cover for me while I did that. And, it all worked out. And I think it worked out for the better because I think this is going to be a good thing for our channel, if that makes sense. A lot of my frustrations and cause of my meltdown was the fact that it was, the YouTube channel was something that was getting to me. I explain a little bit more of this in this Sunday's video, which I actually filmed today and had a really fun time doing it. So if you want more detail, it's not anything, it wasn't like the end of the world kind of thing. It was just one of those things where it's like, you know what? I just have to step away. We haven't gone on vacation in like 8 years.
I think, no, we went away one weekend to Gettysburg that time.
When was that? That was like 2019?
No, it was like 2021. It was before we got married.
Well, yeah. And even then, I mean, and listen, I'm not trying to have this be a big boo-hoo fest here. I'm all good. I appreciate so many people commented on the video from Sunday, which you did a great job on, that they hope I feel better and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it all very much.
And I wasn't trying to be dishonest because you were under the weather. I didn't know what else to say because it's not a topic you just come out and say, John's having a mental moment. How do you say that?
John's being a bitch.
On a post, it's not my business to say. So I just said you were under the weather. And to me, mental health is under the weather. Under the weather, mental health, physical health, it's all part of health.
It definitely is. I got to tell you, it was nice because you took charge of everything, and that was great. You basically allowed me to do that, and I was able to focus on my kitchen basically the whole time, and get myself away from KG Tropicals and the website and all of it. I mean, I'm super lucky with what I do for a living. Don't get me wrong, but even freaking Tom Brady complained about his job from time to time, looked at as the luckiest man alive. I mean, even people who are very happy and in a really good place have bad days.
It's very true. And like you said, we don't take vacations. If people think going to Aquashella for us is a vacation, then
it's
you're
more
wrong.
Exhausting than being here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same for us going to an Aquashella as it is for somebody who's just there for the day, going to Aquashella and hanging out or walking around. We have obligations, and besides just right then and there during the event, and we have to be there at a certain time, and it's so much fun. I love meeting everybody. That's the only part I like about it. The other stuff, though, I mean, there's so much involved that feels more like work. Like I said, not meeting people is fun. I enjoy that part of it, but just the rest of it it's like work. And then we come back and we have to catch up on everything. So it's not, we don't take vacations. We took one to Williamsburg that time. I think CJ was like in 7th grade.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was actually the best vacation I think we've ever taken.
I think it's the only vacation we have taken since we've been into fish keeping. One vacation for an entire week. It is the only vacation we have ever taken.
Well, there was Tim Allen.
That was a weekend.
Well,
we took a couple weekend getaways, but even then, there's not been a total of how many days in 15 or 16 years we've taken. Maybe 14 days as a vacation total.
It's true.
All of it. So yeah.
And but again, I can speak for you here too. We're very lucky to do what we do.
Oh yeah.
But even when you have the perfect situation and everything's great, you still have frustrations. Not everything's perfect all the time. And so, usually I'm really good at letting it just build and build and build. But after a while, sometimes you end up with that one too many things. It's like, okay, that's it. I've crossed the line now. And that's basically what it was for me. So anyway, I'm glad that it happened, if I'm being honest with you, because it opened my eyes up to a lot of things. I did get a lot done in the kitchen, which might not look like it, but it is a lot done.
And that's your therapy. I have found that you doing woodworking stuff is your therapy. It helps you to just focus on something that you love, that's not judgmental, that's just, it's good stuff for you. I know that.
I wish I had somewhere to do it.
Yeah. That
would be nice someday. But anyway, thank you once again for bearing with me. One of the things I'm going to be explaining in Sunday's video, like I said, it's already recorded. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler alert, is we're going to be changing the way we do things because of what made me melt down, which is basically like playing the YouTube game. It beat me up so bad. And so we're not going to play that game anymore. It's going to basically be, we're going to upload what we want, when we want, and we're not going to rely on everybody telling us we do a good job. It's going to be basically like, if we enjoy what we do, then it doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying we're going to start uploading videos about, the latest iPhone.
I wouldn't do that.
Of course, it'll be fish keeping stuff. You haven't gotten smart yet, but it'll be fish keeping stuff, of course. But if we want to talk, I say this in the video on Sunday. I don't even know why I'm saying all this, but so many times you have brought me topics where you're like, we should do a video about this. And I was like,
I know, and they're really good videos. And
I don't know.
How about that video I did on Sunday, and I held the footage for 6 months, and I kept saying, I did this footage because, you know, I have this footage of the tank that I escaped, and I really like these fish. I think it would be, you know, it's some kind of a video. I know there's a video there. And you were like, no, I don't know. And you know,
And that's a problem.
That makes me, you know, realize, well, yeah, you really can't visualize and get in my head and see what I was going for in that video, because I think you would have done it way different than the way I did it. I did it because the way I did it wasn't just because I had to do it, because there wouldn't have been a video on Sunday if I hadn't. I did it that way because that's how I felt, and I was explaining it my way. And you couldn't have done that. And because of what happened last week, I want to be more involved with doing my own videos too.
She's even learning how to edit.
Well, see, I've always kind of known a little bit because you
have not known anything about,
I have roots and whiskers, and I've done, those videos aren't the best, I get it, but they're not edited in a type of way where, you know, I did all this professional editing or anything like that. I learned, though, how to put things together, and it's that one app I have on my phone that I use, the Empowered Director or something. I got that, and so I learned the basics, and I enjoyed it. So Sunday's video was completely different. I mean, it was that, but I had to do more than I've ever done as far as KG Tropicals go, and it
was glorious.
But that's why I'm saying I've got the bug now, because I'm learning Final Cut and doing everything on the iMac, you know, in my office, doing the editing and stuff for Roots and Whiskers. And I was like, I've got so much footage in my phone from years and years of fish keeping and stuff more recent. I was like, do you have any idea how many fish videos I could do myself right now? And that's why I was like, I've got to learn this, because I actually kind of get it. And I don't know if people were just being nice in the comments section on Sunday, trying to make me feel good because I had to do it by myself. But
people aren't being nice here. People are saying things like, yeah, I kind of like Lisa's stuff more. Sorry to be rude.
Oh, well,
sorry not to be rude. Anytime, W88KY, anytime you ever say, to be honest, or not trying to be rude, that means you're about to be dishonest or be rude. So just be honest.
well,
You like Lisa's stuff more. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But
Can you let me speak, please? John's solo stuff is more enjoyable, to be honest. Listen, the funny thing is, I just got done telling you, I don't care.
Yeah.
So stop. It doesn't matter if you like me more than her or her more than me. Nobody in here cares. Just like me more than her or her more than me. Nobody in here cares.
Wow.
To be honest. Sorry.
Okay. Well, okay. So basically what I was saying was, with the future videos, it will be a little bit of a mixture now, because I'll do a little bit of my own. He'll do the majority of it anyways, but it's going to be a little bit of both. And I think that's what's important, is for both of us to just show ourselves more.
I think you are learning more about editing so that you can edit your videos. I don't think there's going to be a need for you to edit KG Tropicals videos moving forward. You certainly can if you want to, but
I'm talking about just my own stuff that I have a vision for of my own, like
for
certain
the
things.
Roots and Whiskers channel, or
For KG Tropicals, like Sunday.
hey, you want to upload or you want to edit for KG Tropicals, you have at it. I am not going to tell you no.
I didn't say all of them. I just said a few. You know, here and
I ain't going to stop you.
So, and that kind of brings me to a point of the title of my video on Sunday. There was somebody who didn't like it, I guess.
Bentley Pascal.
Oh,
you can say his name. He says our name. He wasn't mean.
No, he was not mean, but he wasn't.
And I hope I said your last name right, Bentley. I've never known how to pronounce that. Sorry, because you know he's going to watch. He watches all of them, and then he comments about them.
Well, okay. Well, all I'm going to say about that is I'm not mad, not at all. It kind of opened my eyes up, though, to something. You know, when people see the title, but they don't actually watch the video. Because if you watch the video, then you know that's not clickbait. The thing that he said was, if it's the worst video you ever made, why are you putting it on your channel? And that, I get it. I get why he would say that. And what am I trying to say? We have a lot.
It was to be funny.
I know, but we have a lot of subscribers, and we've put out a lot of videos. So you don't expect somebody to put out the worst video ever, right? But I titled that video the worst video ever before I even edited the video. And the reason why is because we have 1,222 videos before that video went up that were scripted, edited, everything from beginning to end done by John. Title, thumbnail, everything. So I said, well, this is the first time I'm doing it all by myself, so this is going to be the worst video ever. That's not clickbait. Clickbait is if I took a picture of myself in a bikini and you watched me on that video.
And then it was me in the video.
And you watched me in a burgundy and gray shirt. I literally said in that video, this is probably going to be the worst video ever made. I said it based on what I thought, my opinion. And I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not mad at anybody, but I totally understand if you didn't watch that video and you just saw that thumbnail, you're like, you know, whatever. But I just wanted to explain that.
Dude, I swore you had a team. Dude, props. A team? You mean a team of people working for us? No, I wish we did, but no. That's not a thing. But that is a tremendous compliment. So thank you.
Yeah.
See, I don't like when people say they like you more than me, but I like when people say that. When people say, hey, thought you had a team. So, yeah, I mean, listen, now everybody wants to see you in a bikini. It's crazy. It's craziness. I've seen her in a bikini. It's a beautiful thing.
Shut
but
up.
we ain't showing none of that on here.
Shush.
That's for my eyes only, y'all. But no, I mean, I agree with you. I don't have really anything to add to that because if I do, we'll probably just get in trouble anyway. I mean, it's like, okay, you did a video, you did a great job, you had fun with the title. I didn't have anything to do with the title of that. And then somebody has to do a live stream talking badly because they didn't like the title. It's like, come on.
But they didn't really. No. I wouldn't say he talked badly. He didn't talk badly. He had a lot of nice things to say. It was just that the title triggered him, and I think that was mainly because he didn't watch it. It was explained clearly in the video.
Yeah, people want to see me in a bikini now.
Oh.
Look, y'all are getting out of control. This is unacceptable. Trust me. I would look like Bert Kreischer. Actually,
that?
Bert's smaller than me now. No, you ain't got to worry about all of that. But listen.
You in a bikini. I don't like men in bikinis. I think that's weird.
It is weird.
I just like the basic bikini bottoms.
On a man?
Regular swimming trunks,
Not
Sean.
on me. Not
What?
bikini bottoms. Speedos. No.
I said regular
Okay.
swimming trunks.
That's fine.
No, I don't like bikini bottom type stuff on men. I don't like that.
A Borat thong. That would be fun. One of my favorite movies. Trust me, don't none of y'all want to see any of that. What has happened here? How have we gone this far?
Water, bathing suits, it's the same thing.
I don't remember the last time I was in a bathing suit. That's a shame.
Yeah, when we went on vacation to Williamsburg.
At least 5 years ago.
That was, if CJ was in 7th grade, that would have been 8 years ago.
There you go.
Something like that.
Anyway, I do thank all of you that have wished me well. Hopefully you understand a little bit more now. I am going to relax with our channel and do what we want to do rather than what we believe the algorithm wants us to do.
Yeah.
I think the algorithm is a bunch of nonsense now, particularly in the fish keeping world, because our niche is so small. I mean, it is a micro niche, whatever you want to call it. It is such a small community, beautiful community, but it is such a small community that the rules don't apply to us that apply to the big channels,
Yeah.
So, there's things that I am not good at. I'm not good at doing what Joey does. Like, I can build stuff like Joey does. Not saying I build better than him, but I bet you I could build furniture better than him. I'll take you up on that, Joey. You come down here and we'll see who can build better furniture. But building aquariums and all of that, I think Joey could run me under the table. But the way Joey's able to just pick up a camera and make a video,
Yeah.
like give him a topic, boom, he's I can't do that. I need to have a little bit more planning, but I'm not going to be so strict on, we might not get a 1 of 10 if we do that. If you're wondering what that is, YouTube ranks your videos that you upload based on the performance of the last 10 videos that you've uploaded. So in the first 5 hours, let's say you look at it, it'll tell you this video is performing better than all of the videos you've just uploaded in the last 10. That would be a 1 of 10, meaning it's performing better than all of the videos you put up out of the last 10. If it's a 10 of 10, that means every video that you've put up the last 10 weeks has been better than this one. And no YouTuber has ever celebrated getting a 10 of 10. Trust me, it is the worst.
I got a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, you got a 7, which was good. The week before we had a 10, and that was one of the things that set me off. And I'm not going to let that set me off anymore. I just don't care. I care about our channel. I care about our livelihood and what we do. I don't want to put out a bunch of BS, but I don't care if they don't perform the way I want them to perform. So YouTube lies, Facebook shorts lie. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I don't even have 10 videos. I mean, we've got, you said 1,222? That's insane.
1,223 now.
That includes shorts. It includes live streams. We've only done
does?
like 20 or 30 shorts.
Oh, I thought it was only the videos.
Yeah, we have like 360 live streams,
Oh.
I think.
No, I got to redo my math.
Well, no, I mean, you're probably right. Anyway, I don't even know I don't even know.
Oh.
Let's do some fish stuff. Y'all need to ask some fish stuff. We don't have, because of the events of the last couple of weeks, we don't have a huge agenda here for tonight. So whatever you want to talk about, we're ready to talk about, as long as it's not how much you like Lisa more than me, or me more than her, or anything to do with mental health. Let's talk about everything else. Finsanity with a $20 super chat said, I have to think with your followers, no matter what format you do, we ain't going anywhere.
Aw.
I appreciate that, Joe.
You're
That is
awesome,
very
Joe.
nice. But it's also not true. As nice as it is, people, particularly in our community, are looking for very specific things. And if you don't give them what they want, they're going to put something in the comments like, to be honest, I didn't like this or whatever. So what I have to do is not pay attention to that because it just makes me crazy. I stopped reading comments a long time ago because I found myself making decisions based on what I saw in the comments. And it's ridiculous because if you have 25,000 views and one person comments something bad, it's like you lose track of what the 24,999 people said, which not everybody comments, but who cares about them? I'm now upset about the one comment. No, I'm not going to let that happen.
Oh my gosh, you know who has fun with our comment section? Zen. Because she doesn't see the things that are in held for review. I'll comment or I'll screenshot it or whatever, and then I send it to her, and I'm like, ugh. And she'll say something. I'm like, don't worry, it's funny to me. I don't get offended or let it hurt my feelings. And she's like, I'm offended for you.
I have seen, I'm not going to act like I never read comments, but I stay away from them for the most part. But over the years, I've seen a lot of comments that are, I comment all the time and you always delete my comments. Oh. It's very rare that we delete comments. If you comment on our channel and then you go back to that video later on and you don't see your comment, more than likely the reason why is because of exactly what she just said. There is a word that you used that we have banned in our chat for whatever reason. People were posting Amazon links or trying to, or saying things like, I do a video on the Shark Pro and they're like, oh, I'm not going to buy it from you. I'll go to Amazon. Everybody knows my hatred for Amazon. So we have Amazon as a word that is, if you put Amazon, it's going to get not deleted, but pushed away to where the public won't see it. Obviously, all of the foul language, the really bad stuff, the F's, the S's, stuff like that, just to keep the echo. Yes. Thank you.
How did that word come through? How did echo come through?
I don't think I have that blocked anymore, but yeah, that was one. I think I may have blocked that a long time ago. So that's what's happening here. We don't go through and delete a bunch of comments. Now, if a comment,
I do sometimes if it pisses me off.
If it's something that is way crossing the line, then yeah, I will too. But
or I'll just have fun with it.
It has to be something really, really bad. My favorite are the ones that are, it's beta, not beta. I always respond like, really? Like I didn't know. That I have fun with that.
Yeah.
But let's answer some, or let's address some of these because I see fish stuff coming through. But before I do that, Dennis and Murdoch, thank you. That's 10 memberships gifted between those two.
Y'all are awesome.
Thank you so much. So many people now are getting a discount on our website because of that. Last time I live streamed, is that a word?
Streamed? Yeah.
Sure. I said, go to the community page and you'll see it. Totally spacing on the fact that there is a member page.
Oh.
Zen actually pointed it out in the comments or something that, there's a members page. If you go to that, you'll see the code that we have for the week that went up February 1st. Gets you 5% off of the website.
Sure.
So
right.
Now those 10 people, because of Dennis and Murdoch, are going to get that discount. Is Bug Pro too much protein for Mbunas?
No, I feed B.O.W.L Pro every once in a while, not as a staple though.
That's what I was going to say.
They love it.
So here's the thing. Are y'all ready for some controversy? I'm gonna start some controversy now. It's controversy time. I don't think we need to worry about too much protein for our Mbunas. And here's why I say that.
Okay.
If you're feeding fish food, if you're feeding raw shrimp, okay, that might be a problem. Or raw tilapia or something like that. The reason why I say that is very simple. The farms Florida Exotic Fish Sales. They created Extreme. They created Extreme Cichlid Peewee,
And
Cichlid Big Fella. Guess what? Both of those are the identical food. They're just different pellet sizes.
Very true.
It made more sense to have it in different names to be able to decipher between the two rather than having cichlid pellet size 1, size 2.
Right.
Big fella, peewee. They're the same pellet. My yellow labs have been on, from the time they were born until now, a staple diet of the same food that Florida Exotic Fish Sales feeds to their peacocks and haps. What's that tell you? Now, we do feed them, you feed them mostly, a variety. You do give them Bug Pro. I've given them Bug Pro.
I give them veggie.
And the veggie pellets, which are up there right now.
The majority of the time, they get the veggie by Northfin and the kelp flakes by Northfin. Just a little bit because of the fry that are in there. I want to make sure they get something. But I do switch things up, and I'll definitely give them the Peewee from Extreme and the Bug Pro. So it's like between those two, I don't know which one I feed more of, but the veggie is more of the staple. The veggie cichlid.
This does not happen on purpose, but this is what our fish room looks like. There's nothing immediately behind Lisa's head. That's actually the blank spot. And the reason why I'm talking about what you see on camera, that's the lid that we open, she opens to feed the fish. On either side of that, what do you see? You see the Vitalis carnivore pellets. You see Ron cichlids. You see Bug Pro sticks from Northfin. You see 2 different cans of Northfin flakes. You see, yes, you see the Super Mix and the Super Red. It's a little blurry. She feeds all of that to that tank. And not all at the same time.
I just leave it up there because why am I going to go put it away and then have to go back and get it?
It's a
for every single tank.
Varied diet that she gives to that. And there's usually big fella around here somewhere too.
Oh, that's on the Fluorescent tank.
Okay. And then on top of the yellow lab tank, which you can't see right now, it's just off camera, is the veggie pellets from Northfin, 2 millimeter. I think it's 2 millimeter, and the cichlid peewee. The point I'm trying to make is, if you're feeding a processed fish food, Northfin cichlid pellets, the veggie pellets, the Bug Pro, I don't think you need to worry about bloating your mpunas. I think that used to be a thing back in the day. I don't think it's much to worry about as much anymore. Again, unless you're giving the fish straight up protein, like straight tilapia or straight shrimp, like raw, frozen, whatever. I don't think it's something that needs to be too much of a concern. Like I said, the yellow labs, the reason why they're on a staple of cichlid peewee is because that's what they were born on and that's what they were raised on. And we sell extreme peewee, so it's easy. We can pull it out of our inventory when we need more. So that's what we do there. And I don't worry for 1 minute about bloat. And I've never had any of them show any signs of bloat.
Right. Very true.
So, Jerry Goebel, I think that was Jerry Goebel that asked for that. Sorry to go on so long about that, but...
and you know what's funny? I think, who was it?
Do we ship to Canada? No, we don't. Sorry.
Finsanity asked, stupid question, do you feed peacocks and haps flakes?
If you want to make a mess.
Occasionally, I do. Occasionally. It's not that often, and it's not for any particular reason except for the fact that they just do better with pellets because of the mess. And I don't want it getting, like, going back in the back behind the rocks and getting trapped and all that kind of stuff. But I do like to feed them the Northfin flakes if I'm gonna feed flakes. And the only reason why I say them in particular is because their flakes are so big that they're gonna get more for their bite. You know what I mean? Like the Northfin flakes are like that big.
Yeah, they're massive. That's what she said.
I don't want to put a bunch of flakes in there that are this big and crumbled up, because it's just going to make a mess, and they're not going to get anything out of it.
I can speak for both of us here when I say peacocks and haps basically eat anything. They don't care. They are the easiest fish in the world to feed.
They'll eat it, but it's sort of like putting in fry starter. If it's not a big enough flake,
sure.
It's just going to go everywhere.
Ex-Cali Kev said, Pepsi instead of Coke. What happened to you, John? GMC instead of Dodge? Oscars over arowanas? I have good reasons for all of this. She goes and does our grocery shopping, and our Food Lion that we have near us is dumb. And sometimes they stop selling the creamer that I like in my coffee. They stop selling caffeine-free Cokes. So she gets me caffeine-free Pepsi. That's why this is gold, because it's caffeine-free.
But do you know why we have caffeine-free Pepsi in our Food Lion? Because Pepsi was like invented or whatever here in North Carolina. So of course they're going to have everything. Well,
they got 1 million cases of Coke too, but just not caffeine-free. And this was also, I believe, buy one, get one free was the 12 packs. So
it's cheaper than Coke.
I am a Coke guy. I am a total Coke head. But Pepsi's what they had, and I'm not going to complain. Here's some more controversy, shall we? Father Fish says you don't need to feed your fish. Is this true? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh.
There might be certain circumstances where fish are in a particular environment that they don't need to be fed. But guess what would happen if any fish tank in this room we were to stop feeding? They would all die.
Well, first, there would be chaos because they would try to eat each other. Mm-hmm. They would end up fighting and killing each other out of being hangry, and then they would eat the dead one.
That's right.
And then it would continue until there's one left, and then it would die of starvation.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Again, I love Lou. I think he's awesome. He is a fun old timer, and I appreciate what he does. And I don't think he does this intentionally. I certainly don't. There are a lot of people that take what he says to mean that every fish tank is okay to be that way. Like, you don't have to do water changes. You don't have to have filters. If you set things up exactly the way he does, then you can get away with what he gets away with. But if I did that on this tank, any of what Lou does, Father Fish's name is Lou, if anything that he does, if I implemented them here, it would be a disaster, and the tanks behind Lisa are the same way. So it depends on the situation.
I've done it with like my shrimp tanks. I've gone weeks without feeding any of my shrimp tanks because it's very heavily planted, and it's got enough of the good stuff that they like. I'm not a scientist. I don't know everything about what it is that they like the most. I just know that it's there, and they eat off of it, and the algae that's growing, and they just survive off of it, and they're perfectly fine. I've gone a month without feeding the shrimp in the Diana Walstead bowl. It's fine. They're alive. They're breeding, and
but there's stuff in there for them to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
Because they're right by a window. They're getting the algae. It's their natural food. People don't go out and throw fish food in a little pond for fish.
Right.
I mean, if it's in their yard, but that pond down the street from us, people aren't out there feeding the fish that way. They have to find ways to eat off of nature.
And they eat mosquito larvae and frog larvae and things like that.
If in here we had mosquitoes coming in and landing, in the tanks, then maybe they'd have a better chance. But we're not doing that. And
that's the thing. The tanks that Lou is setting up, the Father Fish, I need to start calling him Lou because not everybody knows that's his name. The way he sets up tanks, he can do that. And when you hear him talk about that, he's probably, I haven't watched one of his videos in a while, but he's probably even saying in his videos, because of the way I have my tank set up, I can do this. But I've done whole videos about this. Like, people hear what they want to hear. And I'm not picking on the person who asked that question. I'm just saying people hear what they want to hear. Oh, that must mean that I don't have to do water changes in my Oscar tank. I don't have to feed my Mbunas or my peacocks. Nah, it just means he doesn't have to because of his situation.
Right. I mean, I do believe you can go without feeding your fish every day.
Oh, absolutely.
I do believe, when people say, oh, I feed my fish every other day. If it's a community tank and you've got, nice, peaceful fish that aren't going to get hangry, then yeah, I wouldn't do that to a sorority tank. Oh, heck no.
Or a fry tank. I mean, if you're raising fry, people, let me tell you this, more controversy, newsflash. If you are someone who feeds your regular fish 3 times a day, you are a crazy person.
I hope you're water changing a lot.
You're a crazy person because that's doing so much more damage than good. If you're willing to do the work necessary to keep that up, then great. But fish can go so much longer than we give them credit for without eating. Don't starve them, but if we were going to be gone for like 2 or 3 days, I'd be comfortable feeding them right before we leave and not feeding them till we got back.
But that's why we have a fish sitter when we go away.
It's true, but I'm saying if we didn't have that,
it's mainly for the Oscars and the saltwater tank.
If we didn't have that, they would be fine. After 3 days, I'm starting to get a little worried. But shoot, you want to get them snails cleared out of this tank? That'll do it.
I actually need to get those snails out of there. Have you noticed they're starting to build a wall back there?
Yeah, thanks for putting those in there. We are going to be doing a giveaway of Northfin food eventually here, folks. Lisa already has some picked out. And on that note, Snaffa Mary, I guess that's how you say the name on here, super chatted $5 and said, thank you so much for the Northfin giveaway items that I received after the chat from a couple of weeks ago. Oh. My fish are loving their new diets.
Nice.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, Northfin's the best. What are you going to say? Jordan Van Duzen. Any idea why my 3 Danios attacked my shrimp? Yeah, I have a real good idea of that. You ever read the ingredients of fish food? Most of them are going to include shrimp in that diet of some type. Krill, primarily. Brine shrimp.
You've got Danios and guppies with cherry shrimp.
It's true, but
there's a lot of coverage.
Well, and the shrimp are bigger that are in there too, but they had to start as babies.
There's not babies.
I mean, shrimp are kind of a delicacy to almost every kind of fish known to man. So any fish, I don't care if it's guppies, I don't care if it's...
My guppies don't eat my shrimp.
Well, I'm not saying every single one of them is going to do it, but
certain Danios are big. And if it can fit in their mouth, then it is what it is.
And the Danio metabolism, if you think about like even African cichlids, same way, their metabolism is so high because they're so active and constantly out back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
They're always hungry. So if there's an opportunity to pick off some shrimp, they're going to do it, just like any other fish would. So there's nothing, Jordan, I'm going to be blunt here with you. The only thing you're doing wrong to cause this is having the shrimp in there with the Danios.
Maybe.
And you know what?
You need more Danios.
I have Danios with shrimp, and like she just said, they don't eat them. So, I'm not telling you to get rid of the Danios, but I'm just saying anytime you have shrimp with fish, you're running the risk of the shrimp getting picked off.
Add more coverage. Put more plants in there for the shrimp to go underneath and do their little thing. The Danios most likely will stay up top anyways and just, do their thing. And the shrimp will learn to shrimp around somewhere else as long as they have places to do it. But they will go to, if you have a filter, they're going to want to naturally go up there to where everything's getting sucked in so that they can eat off of it and stuff. Or if you have a lot of algae on the side of your glass, they're going to naturally want to go up onto it. So keep it down lower. Keep everything low for them to stay low, and
keep lots of plants.
And make sure you feed those Daniels.
Yep, keep the Daniels fed. Do the opposite of what we were just saying about feeding your fish. You don't have to feed them 3 times a day, but make sure they're well fed, and then maybe they'll stop wanting to eat your shrimp. Michael Lawson with the $20. Hey, John and Lisa, finally made it to a live stream. Been busy with work. Keep up the great work. Great content. Love you guys, and happy early Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
I know. What a ripoff. What a scam.
Oh, my gosh. And the day after that, my son turns 30. Whew.
She is the mother of a 30-year-old.
I can't even believe it. Oh, my gosh. I cannot believe. 30 years ago. What the?
Y'all want to hear something crazy?
I felt like crap 30 years ago. That's all I got to say.
I told her this the other day. He is only, her son, on Saturday, will be only 4 years, 4 years younger than I was when her and I met.
And I was his age.
No.
What he's turning on Saturday.
We can tell everybody that. Okay.
So, yeah, wow. It's like I've been with you.
Since you were David's age.
Since I was David's age. Oh, my gosh. That was so long ago.
That's bananas. But thank you, Michael, for that. Valentine's Day. You know, how come we don't get anything on Valentine's Day?
What?
How come it's just the women that get stuff?
You got me.
You've gotten well taken care of the last few
gift.
years. It's true. Oh, that's so sweet. Dennis gifted another 5 memberships. Can you believe this guy?
Thank you.
He's going nuts
really?
today.
Thank you, Dennis.
10 for the day. You
You're
are
so
too
sweet.
much, Dennis. Mom Dog 72. I like that name. Just sending
like
love
that
out to
too.
John, Lisa, and the community.
Aw,
Thanks
thank
for letting me
you.
be a part of it. We are always glad to have everyone, as long as you're nice, and you obviously are. We are always happy to have everyone in this community. This community is a beautiful place to be.
Definitely.
Here's one for you.
Me.
JR said, my trapdoor, $5 super chat, by the way. My trapdoor snails from you guys were the best I've ordered online.
Thank you.
Thanks for the cat's snack pack you included.
Oh, you're welcome. I like to put it in, if I have the sample packs, I like to include it in every single snail order, except bladder snails, because I know what people are doing with bladder snails. But the trapdoor snails, at this point, I think they're all the ones I've bred. Because I started bringing them in, and then they started reproducing on their own and growing, and yeah.
We've got big plans for her snail system too, by the way. And big plans for the plant system. And we got big plans for everything. And it all involves lots of money, so it's not getting all done at the same time. But we're going to do it as soon as we can. The Gamer Warfare 5. The Gamer Warfare 5. $1.99 super chat. Fritz or Seachem?
Thank you.
Been thinking of switching. What you switching from? Let's take a guess. It's API.
API.
It's API. Everybody starts with API. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's the starter brand, I feel like. Not that it's bad. API is good.
I love both brands. We do have a relationship with Fritz, and I've never been, they're a sponsor of the channel. I've never kept that a secret, but I've also never kept a secret that I also love the Seachem brand. I mean, Seachem has been around forever. I remember buying Seachem Prime in the 90s. I mean, it's actually switching from Seachem. Okay, hold on a second. Let me read that again because, okay, so so you are using Seachem and you're thinking of switching to Fritz.
I think Fritz's water conditioner has it's a better sell to me. But I like Prime, but I'm just saying, I think the Complete is better.
I would add to that, I think Fritzheim 7 is the
Oh
best
my
product
gosh,
on the market.
That is a huge seller.
And I prefer Guard over Prime or Complete. If
That
your tank
reminds
is cycled.
me, Guard reminds me of API's
Stress coat.
Stress coat.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
A lot of
I
people
mean,
have that now. Their own
Guard,
brand.
if your tank is well established and it's all cycled and you're not having ammonia problems and, you know, you're just looking for a dechlorinator, I prefer Fritz Guard over Prime. Prime is a fantastic product. Stability is a great product. Safe's a great product. Seachem has amazing products. I don't care what anybody says. Flourish is a good product.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, Seachem is killing it. They've been great for decades. Fritz is great too. So you really can't go wrong with either one. They do have their differences. We prefer Fritz medications.
That's the only kind of medication I use is the Fritz medication.
It doesn't mean that Seachem's medications are bad. We used to sell that. And listen, everything that we're talking about right now, I would have told you the exact same thing before Fritz became part of our family. I mean, we've always said all of this about Fritz. And we would sell all of their products regardless of whether they were a sponsor or not. And we sell Seachem too.
Yeah.
But I do go more towards the Fritz medications.
After what I heard when oh my gosh, Sean was here and he explained in detail the difference between complete and prime and everything. That's when I was like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. And that's why I would choose the complete over prime. But if all I had was prime and I had nothing else, I wouldn't feel like I was using a bad product at all.
No.
It's a good product.
Prime's fantastic if you can get past the smell, and Complete has the identical smell.
They all stink.
And that is the reason why if everything's fine in my tank and all I need is a dechlorinator, I'm going to use Guard because it doesn't have that smell. It has no smell at all. And I don't need the extra ammo and nitrite and all that protection. It's just getting rid of the chlorine and chloramine, which we do have because we're on city water. That's what I would do.
And you know what I do?
I'm sure Seachem has a product that's similar to Guard too. I don't know.
My nano tanks, my little 5-gallon nano tanks, I don't even put a water conditioner in when I do water. I'm not going to say not water changes. I do a lot of top-offs in my Planet tanks, and I don't use any kind of dechlorinator or anything because it's maybe 5% at a time. It's not a big deal to me. So now if I was doing a 50% water change in it, that's different. I would use a chlorinator, a dechlorinator or something, but not just top-offs. I never, even in some of these tanks, like my 125 Planet tank, if I'm just topping it off like this much because it evaporates in here, I'm not going to use a dechlorinator. I just don't.
I mean, I don't even think it's all that necessary if you're just doing that much.
Yeah.
Murdoch said, I'm fine with either, but after years of Seachem, I find I prefer Fritz. And I like what is said here. If you ask me why, I can't quite put my finger on it, but I do. And that's kind of the point. It's like you can go either way and you'll be fine. I'm the same way. Like I'm not going to turn down one so that I can use the other. It's like if that's what's right there, that's what I'm going to use. I mean, they're all great products. API too. I mean, they have good stuff. I've never put a chemical in an aquarium and gone, oh, that's bad. Like, they're all good. I don't care what anybody says. How's your water bill these days? Water bill's better, but the power bill,
I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't
It
even
made me
know.
throw up.
I've wanted to send an email to somebody at Mother Nature. I don't know what the problem is with this cold. It's finally starting to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, but yesterday was super cold.
And it's been raining nonstop. Of course, it's raining when I'm renovating our kitchen and I have to build cabinets and doors, and I got to do it outside because I don't have a shop. The power bill makes me queasy. Yeah, we have 3, Zen.
She knows what it was.
3 power bills.
She knows. I had to vent when we got the power bill. I was like, oh.
Pimafix killed all my fish. Oh.
Oh.
I killed all of my fish in a tank one time with API's Algae Fix. But guess what? That was my fault, not the product's fault.
Because you didn't use any kind of aeration?
Yep. And I'm not saying that's the case with you, Blake. I'm just saying I didn't realize the way it kills algae, and it killed all of an entire batch of yellow lab fry.
I learned a trick of how to use the, and I used it with the API, the Algae Fix. And I started, it's when we had the fish store, because the fish tanks in the very front of the store were right against, like the windows were there, so we would get algae, and they were the goldfish tanks too, if I'm not wrong. I would take the water down to about this much, and these were 10-gallon tanks. I would take the water down to this much. I would put in the full dose for a 10-gallon in that much water, and I would leave it like that for like 5 minutes. That was it, like 5 minutes. Fish were still in there too, and then I would put the water in slowly, and it helped with everything, doing it that way. It's like I kind of zapped it real quick. I also did that with the ick medication too. It's like you dose it and you zap it real quick, and then you add the water. I don't know. It always worked when
it seemed to work for you every time.
Yeah.
Can you do a video of your fish room, all your tanks soon? Any updated one? Sunday. I don't show everything, but Sunday's video is me basically explaining the changes that are going to be happening with this channel. And I give you a sneak peek at the projects that we're working on. One of them is in Lisa's side. One of them's here, which is actually 2, but it's really just 1. And then I'm doing work on that tank and this. I got a lot of projects that are going to be happening in here. I go over all of that in Sunday's video. So there is your answer. You don't get to see everything. We're not there yet. I mean, it's too much to even explain, but I don't even know that the entire fish room is suitable to be seen right now. It's just so many works in progress that are happening.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look the greatest.
The beta side is horrible right now. I've been working on boxing up all those cubes. Ugh, it's a pain. It's just tedious stuff. And it's like, I've got all this other stuff to do, and it's like, I don't have time to do that.
I was wondering about Algae Fix in a bucket, then dunking the Java moss in it. All right. I don't have anything to say about that because I don't know. I saw this one. It was in caps. Somebody's yelling at me.
What?
My husband didn't listen to you. He did the planted tank with Oscars, convicts, and Dempseys. Well, your husband's going to learn real fast that was a mistake.
Uh-oh.
If he hasn't learned already.
Right.
Christy Wyatt. He'll learn. See, us men, we're dummies. All of us. Every single one. Even Elon Musk. Everybody says smartest man in the world. No, he's a big dummy because he's a man. Men are dumb. And we don't listen. And things happen. And we throw a bunch of plants down Oscar's throats. I want to try Fritzheim 7 because I'm almost out of stability. I want to try once, but only you guys and Chewy have Fritz products, but they are sold out on yours and theirs.
Oh wait, Fritzheim?
Yeah.
I actually just got some in today, and I need to put it up on the website. Yes, I am behind. I have so much stuff to get up on the website.
The only reason I'm answering this is because the name is Mr. Baldhead.
Oh.
Brother. Can you do a video on Fluval or Hager canister filters? Would you care to answer that?
Oh, you mean like the ones you've already done?
I've never used a Hager canister filter. Didn't even know they made one. I've probably done 20 videos on fluval canister filters, though. So they're there. All you got to do is search for it. There is an individual channel search. You know that, right? Everybody knows that. If you go to the channel, you click on Go to Channel.
Go to channel.
And then you click on the little search bar. You can search it just like you would do on the main YouTube page.
Mom Dog 72 asks, is beta conditioner better than regular water conditioner for betas? No, it's the exact same thing.
But doesn't it have the dark water in it?
No, I don't think so. I think
Beta
it's
Guard?
just. I think it's water conditioner. It's just water conditioner.
Do you guys have kelp wafers yet? We've
That's
got
coming. I got a huge shipment coming in of Northfin.
Yeah, we've got a pallet of Northfin coming, and we're working on the Dynarix stuff too. That's a whole saga in itself. But all of that is coming, and I'm going to be honest with you. If the whole pallet was kelp wafers, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Oh, I got
because we never have enough of that.
I got more kelp wafers than I think anything else. I got lots of kelp wafers.
Good. That stuff is drugs.
After that tank talk you did, the podcast with Darius, we sold out in a day, and I was like, I couldn't even believe it. But he had so much good stuff to say, and I learned something, and that's what I did the poll on yesterday, because it wasn't something that really clicked in my head until I heard it come out of Darius's mouth, and that was the flake food losing the nutritional value when it's exposed to water for a long period of time. Because, I mean, yeah, all fish food can do that, but flakes are going to do it way quicker. And there's been times I've fed extra flakes because of my cory cats or because of my snails. And it's like, by the time the snails find it and get to it, it could be a few hours later, it could be right away, it could be the next day. It doesn't even matter to them anymore. They're not getting that nutritional value. So I was like, that's a waste. I'm not doing that anymore. And that's why it's important when you feed flake food, feed a little bit. Watch your fish eat it. When it's gone, feed a little more.
Yeah, I didn't know that about flake food either, but it makes a lot of sense. That podcast was eye-opening even for me. I mean, if you don't know what Lisa's talking about, I do the podcast, the Tank Talk podcast with Jason from Primetime Aquatics, another person that held down the fort for me last week, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to commend him for that. Big thank you to him for going solo without me for an episode. Hated to do that first time. We just celebrated our 1 year of creating podcasts together and passed 20,000
Really?
subscribers.
It's been a year? Wow.
Yeah. Episode that Jason did without me was number 53.
Oh, wow. Remember
so,
back in the day, your other podcast partner?
Yeah,
I like
was
this one better.
super hot, though.
No,
Real easy to look at.
I really like this one better. I think you guys click better than that other person.
Well, anyway, we had on as a guest Darius, the owner of Northfin and the one who makes all of the Northfin food. And he really did have a lot of things to say that were like, oh, is that a fact? Like, you learn another level about fish food that you might not know. I didn't know some of these things. So it's a really good watch, if I do say so, my damn self.
Very good.
Any news on the release of the Seache Mega Filtra? Oh boy, I wish I knew. I was talking to Jay today. I talked to Jay Wilson for 3 hours today. And we didn't talk about the Mega Filtra once. I love that guy. Thank God for him.
Are you going to say what's on the website now? What I finally brought in?
You should say it because you brought it in. It was your deal.
The mini skim.
I was fully in support of
The
it.
mini skim 350 plus. That's what I brought in. And some of the attachments that go with it. So I'm really excited about that. I use a mini skim in my 125 and my 75. You want to know why? I just like the extra water going and, doing the thing up there and collecting a little bit of extra stuff that comes through. I like it. It's easy to clean. It's like, to me, a little polisher for my plant aquariums. It helps. And my jungle vow. My jungle
It's
vow
gone
is
completely
out of
bananas.
control. It's like, it would, if we put it from the root all the way to the end of the 125, it would be as long as the 125, I think. It would. It's like,
Yeah, they're
that jungle
long.
vow is insane.
I would not recommend the mini skim exclusively for a 125 though. It's not meant for a 125. You're just a crazy person and you do whatever
It
you want.
works, and I like it.
It is mainly for smaller aquariums though, but it is really
You want to know
good.
what I use for filtration in my 75-gallon planted aquarium for my guppies? I use a mini skim on one end, and I use a Shark Pro Nano.
There you
That's
go.
it. That's my filtration. And yeah, I know they're supposed to be for like small tanks, but I use it in there.
Hey, you do whatever you want to do, lady.
I do.
My opinion on Hager products, this is not me, this is Mr. Skippity Doodah. Just spend a little bit more on name brand. In the long run, you'll be better off. They underperform. They don't work as good as the name brand. They work just not hard.
And if something breaks, good luck getting them to replace it.
There's quite a few products from Hager that I do like. We have discontinued carrying their products, and it's not the product's fault. It's more,
Some is good.
it's more everything else. I am not against buying products from China. I'm not. We have products that we carry that are built in China. I will choose American made 10 times out of 10 if I can, or Canadian made. I don't have a problem with our neighbors up to the north. But, so much of everything we do is coming out of China. I don't have a problem with that. But Hager is a company that is kind of following the trend of a lot of Chinese companies, which is just, let's make a bunch of stuff and just put it all out there, with the primary focus being selling on Amazon. And that's another reason. That's one of the main reasons why we don't carry them anymore, because Hager was our biggest competitor selling
And-
Hager products.
And let's ship Hager products to every single person that does a video on fish, whether they have 20 subscribers, 100 subscribers.
And have them linked to our Amazon.
Yeah.
Not the little
they-
retailer in North Carolina.
I thought it was funny they reached out to my private Instagram, which is not KG Tropicals. It's Lisa. It does say Lisa KG Tropicals, but it's Roots and Whiskers too. And it's like, I'm not going to do a video on my cat channel for your stupid fish stuff that I don't even care that much about. I'm not saying I don't like it. I mean, there are some good products, but they just are so desperate to get a hold of everybody they can get a hold of. And what gets me is the people that they get the product, they're excited because they got something for free, and they say it's so great. And it's like, how long did you test it? I mean, how do you really know it's that great? Have you had it a year to do a review on? And I shouldn't even say a year. I should say, have you had it a month? Because
Most of them have not.
we've done reviews on stuff. We haven't had it a year, but we've always tried it for like a month before we do a video on it. It's just, or longer. I don't know. I just hate that. I hate that they do that.
I can't complain about my Hager 24/7 light going on 5 years strong. That is
that's
my
good.
favorite product from Hager, is that light. The one that we were carrying, we still have it on the website. We only have one size left, and I think we've only got
I have
3 or
6
4.
of them on my 6 10-gallon tanks.
Yeah, the lights are good. Just to give you a little inside baseball here, something I've never talked about before. We brought those in, and when we originally brought them in, they were super excited to have us be a retailer for them. And the lights were so cheap. I'm not going to tell you the prices, but let's just say, for example, $100 light would, from a normal manufacturer, would cost a retailer $60 to $65 to buy that light. Well, the Hager ones were like 10. but
Then there was the
you have to
fees.
pay like $6,000 for shipping. Like it was insanity,
Yeah, it's crazy.
the cost for shipping. So that kind of made it balance out with other stuff. So the lights were cheaper, but all of the expense of getting the lights to us basically made it almost like a wash. We would make the same money on those lights as we would if we were to buy fluval lights or any other lights. And then they tripled the price.
And then it still took, what, 2 months to get.
Well, they tripled the price, and it still cost a fortune to get them shipped over. So it got to the point where we could literally buy the Fluval 3.0s for the same money that we would buy those Hagers for. And so I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that. I can promise you I'm not doing that. So we do have a new light that we're working on bringing in. Really excited about it.
And you've been using it for about 6 months now,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
It is a light that's manufactured in China. I'm not going to lie about that. It is. But it's a very good light. It's very competitively priced. It's not as cheap as the Hagers, but it's also a more premium light than the Hagers. It's a lot more high end, and it's one that even professional aquascapers use in their tanks. Jeff Miyake, it's his favorite light. When I was doing my research to see if I wanted to get this light, I saw that he used them. I reached out to him and I'm like, all right, put all the BS aside, Jeff. Tell me, how do you feel about this light? And he was like, it's my absolute favorite light out there. So there you go. And I don't have to order it direct from China. I can order it from a warehouse here in the United States.
Which is very nice.
How come you guys don't ship to Canada? It's just too complicated, particularly when you talk about shipping foods, perishables, things like that. Our governments, they might be getting closer to being similar to each other here in the near future. But right now, our governments are very far off from each other. And getting it across that border just costs too much money. You're going to buy a $10 can of fish food from us, and it's going to cost me $30 to ship it to you. Just order it from somebody in Canada, and you know.
Yeah, Northfield's from Canada. You can get it from them.
There you go. Yeah. Buy hometown stuff.
Yeah.
They're manufactured right there in Toronto, so you can't lose. I would love to be able to ship to anyone in the world, but it's just not something that is feasible to do. Zen Ginger, OMG. And don't forget to hit the like button, folks. 64 months she's been a member.
Whoa, she's put up with us that long?
She nagged me for so many years about that daggone 5. Before you know it, she's going to be griping about 6.
Did you do a 6 too?
I think I did.
Or no.
Because I didn't want to hear her mouth.
No, I think it was you had to do the year you were behind and the current year, something like that.
I don't know. I might have done it. Finsanity again. John, can you suggest a light for a 6-foot tank that's not $700?
Well, there goes Castle.
Yeah.
That was what I would suggest.
So I would love to sell you the ones that we're going to be carrying. I mean, but you're not going to wait that long, Joe. I don't think, for a 6-foot tank, you're still going to spend $700. I was going to say the 3.0s. They are superb. And probably, dare I say, the best aquarium light that is not an Aperture or Kessel. I don't think that's a stretch to say that.
What about the ones on my 125? They're good.
Those are the Lumilights.
Really?
Yep. Another great light, but also the same cost as the Fluval 3.0s. The thing is, the Lumilights, I love them. I love them so much, and I use them on a lot of my tanks. All my plant tanks have them. They are superb for growing tanks. It is an acquired look because it does have a lot of red in it, and if you don't like that, it might be like off-putting to you. You can turn the red off, but to get the full effect out of it, the reason why they put the red in there, to hear Tulio talk about the science behind it, it's supposed to promote more plant growth and all of that. And I can tell you, boy, can they grow some plants, those lights. but they're the same cost as the 3.0s.
My 75 gallon has them on there too. And I don't use, well, because my 125 is on a timer, I don't have to mess with any of that. But the 75 gallon, because I have to turn it on manually, I don't like the two.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. So you know what I do? The one is the only one I use.
But the reason why is because I couldn't find another switch. There's a switch that can go between the power line and that with the adjustments on it. As a matter of fact, they did that because I asked them to.
I just hate it because it's like if I do this one more than that one, then I got to go back around and it's like, oh, I can't do that.
Put it on timer.
I don't have the patience for that.
But the other ones that I really like, Finsanity, the one that we're going to be selling is the Aqualife. The only place that I know of that sells them is what is that website called? Out of Tennessee, Aqualife. Aquatic Life Support Systems. They sell it. It's a great light. It is half the price of a Fluval 3.0, but it's not as cheap as the Phoenix and the Hagers and the, Beams Works and all of those super cheap Amazon Chinese stuff.
What is it that Jason uses that he
Oh, you want to talk about
loves?
expensive. Those are the apertures. They're basically like Kessels. I mean, and they are great. But he said he didn't want to spend $700. Joe didn't suggest. Joe didn't say, "Can you please tell me something where I spend a minimum of $700?"
Oh, so Joe, this is what you do. You go to Lowe's and you get the shop lights.
There you go. They do work.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna have like a fish room in your garage or something,
Which is exactly what he has.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but if you want to get an aquarium light and you want it to be with it, you would spend, I think, under $300 for two 3-footers of the Aqualifes. So that's what I would do.
Insanity. I have shop lights, horrible color. Stop being a diva.
Oh, you do have to buy the right ones. Leo's Aquariums and Reptiles. When you guys restocking the plants, need some for my 11-gallon UNS tank and trying to see what type of wild beta to do. You guys are the best.
Thanks.
Well, what are we out of, Leo? We are out of a lot of tissue cultures. We just got a big shipment in. In fact, I brought in
Did you forget to put
3
it in
new plants. No, we brought in the variegated Scarlet Temple, which I'm really excited about. We used to have that from Tropica. That's a beautiful plant. The Rosenervig. I forget how you say it. I love that plant so much. Finally got that in. But there's only, I know we're out of Crypt Parva right now. We're out of the Microsword, the Dwarf Hairgrass. We're out of some stuff.
Which crypt is that? I always forget. The one that's tall right there.
Petchy. No, that one's the
Starts with a B. What is it? Does it start with a B?
B. No, that's either an undulata or a Petchy.
It is an undulata. It's the undulata. And that
And it's
thing-
massive. That's what she
Yeah,
said.
I like that for beta tanks too, even though it gets really, really tall. If you have like a little nano tank, I have a 5-gallon tank that I put one in, and it grows tall, so it kind of does like the Val look,
Drooping
except
over.
it's wider, But beta's like getting up on those.
All crypts would work like that. I mean, the Parva is going to be a lot smaller, so that's not really going to do what you want it to do. But crypts are the best. I mean, my favorite plant is Rotala, but other than that, it's crypts because
I like doing things in tanks with plants that are not the norm, like what everyone else says you have to do. Like, oh, this plant is a plant you have to stick in the back. Why? Why do you have to put it in the back? Why can't it be a centerpiece plant? Why does it have to go in the back? Why can't it go in the middle?
hey,
It's
listen.
just-
The
you
beautiful
do
thing about it
You
is
do what
you
you
can
want with your own tanks.
you can do what you want unless it's going to be scored. Then
I still
you
did
have to
what
deal
I
with those
wanted.
crazy people.
I still did what I wanted that time, and I got scored. And I was like,
you got scored badly because
I
of
did.
it.
I sure did.
And you shouldn't have been because it was gorgeous.
No, there were nice people. Like Kelly, she said nice things and stuff. And
Well, and Jen told you why the score was what it was.
I know, but still, I did my tank I scaped it based off what I thought my fish I was putting in it would like, not off of looking a certain way for a professional scape, which I was supposed to be doing. So I get it. I guess I think about the fish more than I think about the rest.
What gets the best scores?
Yeah.
But Leo, I love for 5 gallons or 11 gallons. I love all of the crypts. If you want little ground covers, I love the crypt parva, which of course we're out of right now. The microsword, which of course we're out of right now. And one of my favorites right now, because in my tank, it's just so glorious, is the hygrophila. I say hygrophila. Some people say hygrophila. I don't know. Beta. Hygrophila coriambosa compact. I love that one so much. Not the most attractive plant when it's small, but when it goes, wow, it's absolutely gorgeous.
I love all crypts. I think all crypts are easy if you give them a chance to be easy.
Rotala is my favorite, but it's a pain in the ass because
I don't really like that
you
stuff
have to
that
cut
gets
it
all
off.
tall.
Well, you have to trim it and you have to do this whole thing, but it looks amazing when it comes in. Crypts are set it and forget it. Put it in, boom, it's done, and it just grows.
Moss is amazing. If you use moss the right way, that could be the only plant you have in your tank.
You've done it.
I love moss.
I love all of it. And there was a time where I hated all of it, but now I love it all. Not because I'm selling it because I love it all. It's a beautiful thing.
I think it's just you end up learning that, you don't take care of the aquarium the same way with plants as you would with a non-planted tank. That's all. You don't have to be as strict about water changing so much, because that poop is really good fertilizer for the plants. So it's like you don't have to go as crazy with it as you would with a goldfish or an Oscar tank or something.
And unless you're a Jeff Miyake, who's Jen Williams, Melanie Holmes, these people who their tank is an art piece. If you're just a normal person, a mere mortal like us, you can just kind of let it go and it looks better. Mm-hmm. The more you let it go and the plants just grow and they go crazy, it looks better. You got to keep algae under control, but if your plants are healthy and your tank's set up right, your algae should be under control. I love that part of it. You let these tanks go or the African tanks go, you got a mess on your hands.
And
anyway.
I think it's, once you learn how your plants are growing, like, do you need a fertilizer for your plants, or are they doing really well? Look at my 125. It is filled with just so much plants,
It's out of control. You can't see it right now.
I don't use a fertilizer in that.
I don't even think you're going to be able to see it because of all the stuff we have in the way.
You can kind of see through.
It's not going to work. Yeah, you just tilted it up too. You got to push it back forward.
Sorry. I was trying to
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Is that good?
Yeah, you got to.
What?
It's pointing up in the air. This was a mistake. That's fine.
Whatever.
That'll work. Can't hire a good cameraman these days. Yeah, we got too much junk right here to be able to see that tank over there, but it's yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Janice Lumberg, glad to see you're feeling better, John. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. I am much better right now.
Yes.
Matthew Ploden, member for 2 months. Good evening, guys. Stem plants aren't doing well in my planted tank. Not dying, just the stem gets flimsy and breaks. Any good rooted background plants? Some absolute foolproof would be things like wisteria, Ludwigia. Crypts, if you let them go long enough, some of your crypts, the undulata, the pechi, they're going to get very tall.
Do that one. Definitely do that. And it spreads and it grows more. Oh my gosh.
What is the other one too that we had? Well, we had the undulata. Okay. Yeah. That was the undulata. We got some undulatas that were bare root and they were huge. They were like 2 feet long. Wisteria, I think I may have already said that, or water sprite. Either one of those are going to be, you're not going to be able to stop it from growing. A lot of people consider water sprite to be almost like a pest because it grows so vast and so fast. In the background of my 20 gallon, I have Rotala and Wisteria. I have Wisteria in one corner, and it always looks so cool because the shrimp are always all over it. And then the Rotala, I'm struggling with a little bit because it's kind of buried. And I know that sounds weird because it's like, yeah, duh, that's what you're supposed to do. What I mean is there's a lot in front of it, so I can't get to it to trim it and do what needs to be done, because what can happen is a lot of the stem won't have anything on it, but the top 3 inches will have some on it.
Yeah.
Got to trim that off and get it. And it's
I
hard to
think you
get
need
to.
I think you need to move the light back too.
Well, if it was, I kind of don't want to mess with it. I kind of want to let it be what it is. I've cut off some of the
I know, but
stems, but
the plants are doing really well in the area that, obviously the ones that are doing really well, but the ones you're talking about, I think it's just because you need to push the light back a little bit. I'll do it for you.
okay. It is the Aqualife light too, by the way. It is growing the plants like crazy,
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's
it looks
on
great.
it's on the risers, which is really cool. That's something that the Aqualife light comes with, which I'm really excited about. It is a little tricky to use if you don't have a rimless tank, because it's actually made for a rimless tank, but it comes with risers to raise it 6 inches off of the tank, which is awesome. But I'm repeating myself, but it's meant to clip onto a rimless tank, like the UNS tanks, I think is the brand, and those like Aquascaper tanks that are rimless.
And we gave one to Jerry.
We did. If you're going to use the risers, it comes with the regular legs too that you can just put down on your frame. But if you use the risers, which I've done on my 20 gallon, and it's not a rimless tank, you have to just be careful because it has to just kind of sit on it.
Right.
And if you bang it, it'll fall. It's not actually like attached to like it would be if it was a rimless tank. But yeah, I don't know why I'm going off on a rant there about it, but that's one of the things that I love about it.
Tim Russell said, fiance has definitely caught the fish keeping bug, caught her watching goldfish videos earlier. Now she wants a fancy goldfish tank and a shrimp tank. Just don't put them together.
No, don't
You
do
need
that.
2 different tanks. Have a goldfish tank and a shrimp tank. I actually have a video on goldfish tank.
You do.
And
a
the shrimp
fantastic
tank.
video about it.
I have that one on my shrimp tank that I made too. But
You got all kinds of great videos on the channel. Come on. We all know that.
But I just think it's funny. I do specifically have them on the goldfish and the shrimp. That you edit it.
Beautifully.
I mean, yeah, I was on the camera. I did the video. But I didn't do that whole video.
You see that number, 1,222? That's
From beginning to end.
1,221 of them were edited by me. So I can't
No.
remember every single one that I've ever done.
Okay.
Brent Russell said, new plants. Now I'm excited. That was a $2 super chat. Thank you, Brent. Yeah. The variegated Scarlet Temple is new. And then I think I tried to bring in another new one, and it didn't ship because I guess somebody else bought them all. But basically, we order what we want, and then when it comes time for them to pack it, if it's sold out, they just don't send it. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it is in this world. If somebody gets to it before you, then you don't get it.
Yeah.
But so we're out of like Bacopa right now. Caroliniana, we have the moneywort. The Caroliniana that I've been getting lately from the farm is also very small.
Oh, is that the one you were...
I'm thinking
showing
about
me?
taking a break from those until they get them in a little bigger. Usually I get that and it's like a foot, and I don't know. But you can barely hear Lisa. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the microphone's a foot away from her face.
No?
We got a new member, and I really apologize. I don't even think I'm going to try that name because I don't want to be disrespectful. You...
Shudaisy.
There you go. I think you did a great job.
You Shudaisy.
There you go.
I like
Welcome.
that.
Welcome to the team. Glad to have you. I need to get some Christmas moss from you guys. We got that in too.
I love Christmas moss. Is that... No, that's not what I used.
We were getting the tissue culture variety of the Christmas moss from Tropica, and I just got it in from one of our farms that we deal with here in the United States, and it is amazing. So, and it's cheaper too. So,
What was that one I saw? I said, "Oh, you should pick that up. I think people would really like it." Was it pearlweed?
Azolla.
Was it a
No, you did say
Is it
you did say that.
pearlweed?
Yep. But that's another one we got though, was the fairy moss or Azolla, which is very cool. If you're into floating plants, we got so many floating plants now. The redroot floaters, the Sylvania,
I love the redroot floaters. I have so much fun because they expand and everything. It's like you take some out and then the next day there's more. It just grows. It's like duckweed.
and if you want duckweed, we can get you that too.
I can give you duckweed.
That is
Have you seen my 75-gallon baby mystery grow out snail tank?
soon to be a different tank.
And it's just filled with duckweed because I took it out of one of my 5-gallon tanks. It was on top, and I stuck it in there. Now the entire 75-gallon is filled with duckweed. I'm like, great. I used to complain and say, I can't grow duckweed. I don't have duckweed. I can't grow duckweed. We moved down here. We have magic water. We have magic water down here. I can breed shrimp. I can breed guppies. I can breed all the snails. But I can't keep discus. And that
Saying
sucks.
I can't grow duckweed is like saying my water isn't wet.
Yeah, but I couldn't. The duckweed would die when we lived in King George. It's like this water here is it's like magic water.
With duckweed, all you need is one piece. That's very true. I saw Sylvania is the same way. It's not as bad as duckweed, but I saw a post, this was years ago, where somebody posted that they ordered Sylvania from somebody. Obviously not us. We weren't selling it yet. And it was like 2 little nuggets. And then when I think about that now, I'm like, we send an entire cup of it. And this dude was selling little, like 2 little flakes of it.
That's funny.
I'm like, good Lord, one of us is doing this wrong. I don't know if it's them or us, but hate duckweed, love redroot floaters. Yeah, duckweed, I'm not a fan either.
I like it for just, if it's just a help, with the water and all. Like people actually put it in that lake or pond or whatever down there. They put it in there on purpose. It's like to help with the water quality and all.
Let me tell you,
I'm gonna stick it in all your sumps.
this is the thing. I like duckweed. I think it's cool. I think it's neat when you even have this, they put the little ring in there like Foo the Flower Horn used to do. Put the little ring in there and then the duckweed's everywhere except for in the little ring.
I do it so that the light shines down.
I like that. I think it's cool. I don't like it because I have to spend so much time cleaning it off of plants before I ship them out to customers. And I don't like that. It's just part of the deal. Selling plants. That's going to be a thing. And I try to absolutely get them spick and span before I ship them out. Sometimes you might get one little flake in there, which is why I always recommend, even plants from us, wash them off before you put them in.
Yeah.
Because one little piece, if you love duckweed, don't worry about it. But one little piece can make it.
I think it's important no matter what that you do it.
Well, of course. But my cats all drink from one tank, even with a full bowl of water. You know who else does that? My dog Reacher.
Jasper does it in there too. It's like the exact same tank that Reacher drinks out of.
Our dog Reacher is in the barn. She's not in the back of the barn anymore. She's in the barn. And there's a tank that's a bottom tank that is full. We keep a couple of different plants in there. And it's like a perfect height for her. She drinks out of that and will not drink from her water bowl. It's
the
ridiculous.
only one you don't have a lid on. Just put a lid on it.
Is Azolla like duckweed? It's a floating plant like duckweed. It is not going to reproduce like duckweed, and it doesn't look like duckweed at all. But It's kind of like the big brother to duckweed. It's bigger, fatter, and every single piece looks like a little fern. Where the duckweed are just bright green, cute little leaves, the Zola looks more like a little fern, and they're really, really cool. And we picked that up too. It's available on the website right now. You get a whole cup of it. It's very cool.
Mary Donahue says, I could never get duckweed to grow. I put it in a tank and it just disappears. Well, it does like minimal flow. It does really good if you just give it light and water. It's like the more flow you have, it doesn't like it. That's what I have found.
Well, yeah, and red root floaters is the same way. I hope to one day get healthy red root floaters to try. Got some somewhere else, and it came in dying and rotting and smelled nasty.
Ew.
We'll try it again soon. So, red root floaters, to get that super bright red roots, there needs to be a lot of nutrients in the tank. And something that somebody put up a review on our website
That was so funny.
that all of my red root floaters died. I guess, what did he say? I guess
they took over.
that's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about one that said all the red root floaters died. I guess they didn't like all the current in my tank. And it's like, okay, so you destroyed these plants and you're going to give up a 1-star review on me? Okay. Anyway, one of the big things with red root floaters is they do not like flow. Keep it at an absolute minimum, if not stagnant. It'll do much better if there's no movement at all. Like Lucas Bretz's tanks would be the best for red root floaters. I mean, because his are completely still. That would be the perfect environment. And I'm sure his water is very nutrient rich and everything else.
Well, my tank that I did a video on Sunday has the red root floaters in it too.
They will do well. They like a lot of light and they like a lot of nutrients in the tank. And to get those deep red roots, that's really what they need. And low flow. If you stress them out by blowing them all over the place, it's not going to do well. Duckweed will. Duckweed will be like, woohoo!
Duckweed doesn't like a lot of flow either.
But it'll still survive, is what I'm saying.
It really doesn't like a lot of flow. It likes to be not flowed.
You could run duckweed down a waterfall, run it over with a steamroller, hit a home run with it, have a frog eat it, and then poop it out, and it would still flourish in any
Okay, I
tank.
want you to do it then. I want you to do a video on growing duckweed that way.
From frog's poop?
No, from a lot of heavy flow and everything. Come on, let's have a duckweed challenge. Let's see who grows
I
it
got a
better.
Tidal 55 in that one tank, and it's got tons of it in there.
Which tank?
The one tank that Reacher drinks out of.
That does not have flow.
Well, it's supposed to.
You ain't got
Just
it plugged
order
in.
red root floaters. John H. John, I'm not going to say your last name. I see it right here because I see the email right here. That's very cool. We will ship those out on Monday. You get a whole cup of it, not just a couple flakes like that other place did.
Melissa Jeswald wants to get banned. Sorry, Lisa, my flow is really strong, but it's thriving. Stop it, Melissa.
No flow from a title. Go figure. Joe, watch it. You watch yourself.
I said he probably doesn't have it plugged in. You have the filter in there unplugged.
I don't know what's that thing. There's a 55 on the side. I don't know why it's not doing that. I don't know why. I mean, Reacher probably broke it. What's your favorite stem plants you guys have in stock right now?
All
and
of them. Buy them all. Just
should I wait for the new lights or get the Lumilite? Well, the only Lumilites we have right now are the really small ones. My favorite stem plants that we have right now, I think we might be out of Rotala. I ordered it. It didn't come. And that is very unfortunate. I love wisteria because it's so foolproof, Leo. And that was a $5 super chat, by the way. Leo, thank you again. I think that's
Thank
two
you.
tonight.
Yeah.
Wisteria, I'm not saying you, Leo, need a foolproof plant, but you kind of can't go wrong with wisteria. The only thing, because it's wintertime, the wisteria that we get, all the plants that we get are grown immersed. Everybody's plants that they get are immersed. There's no debate. It's better that way. And anybody that tells you they're selling you their plants fully submerged, no, they're not. They're immersed. They were immersed a week ago. Anyway, the wisteria that we get right now is still in its immersed form. So it doesn't have the spider web looking leaves yet. Once it converts to submerged, then it will. When it's warm, when the weather breaks, which it should be in southern Florida now. Actually, they're in Tampa, where we get our wisteria from. I know they had a cold spell there for a while, but anyway, when it's in, it's massive. And even when we have it in our system, if we have it for 2 weeks, it doubles in size in the 2 weeks that we have it. It's insane. And it'll grow like that in your tank too. So that's probably my favorite. But the more and more I look at my 20-gallon tank, the more I am leaning towards Crypts over Rotala. I think all Crypts might take over
you need to
my...
get the undulata.
I have a... What do you mean I need to get it? I have it... I don't have it in that tank, but I have
You
it...
need to put it in the bag.
Oh, well, we have it in stock.
I can give you... I'm going to be trimming the heck out of that tank.
Yeah, you sure are.
I can give you a piece of mine. It's this tall.
It's okay. I know where I can get them.
I'll cut it out for you and give it to you. I'll share.
That's fine. The
If not, it's going
undulata
in the
does that too.
trash.
The undulata that we get, it's not a huge seller. We sell the Wenti green and the Wenti red more than anything else, and the parva. I can't keep enough parvas. Undulata's probably... Undulata and the lutea and lucens are probably the ones that we sell the least of. We still sell quite a bit of them, but I'm surprised undulata is not a bigger seller. Maybe we should do a video all about it.
It is a great plant. I love it in my nano tank, which it really shouldn't be. I mean, I have one in there.
Why not?
I do it purposely that way, not, you know what I mean? I do it purposely that way because the fish that are in there like it. But it is a great background plant, and it spreads a lot. You get so much plant for your money. So,
But
Joe, what?
I'm sorry, he did ask about stem plants though, and that is not, Crypts are not stem plants. I am well aware.
Oh.
But my favorites are probably, definitely stem plants of Rotala, Wisteria, Moneywort, and the Ludwigia repens, however you want to say it.
Shamu Aquatics asks, what are your thoughts on people who let algae grow on the back glass and the side in their tanks on purpose? I do that.
I think it's awesome.
I love it because it's free food for shrimp. I love it for my shrimp. I definitely keep the front of the glass cleaned off, and occasionally I will clean a little bit here and there if it's too much, but I love it. I think it's amazing, and it's free food.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it on the sides.
I like it on the side.
On the back though, have at it. Let it go. It makes it look more real. You know what I'm saying? What's a hardy plant for jewel cichlids? I don't know that jewels are plant killers. I've never had
They're
plants.
cichlids.
Well, I know, but so are blue acara and so are angels.
Okay, so
So
I'm just saying.
don't quote me on it, but I don't know that jewels are going to do what Oscars do. But you can't lose with things like Anubias and stuff like that. You can even have Anubias in goldfish tanks, and we've proven that. Excuse me, you have proven that.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of it in there. Joe's asking, hey Lisa, what's it going to take to snag one of those fluorescent babes? See, I made the mistake of putting the reel up of my fluorescents. I've got 4 or 5 fluorescent males in there, and the one is colored up really good, and they look amazing. I told you, I said we should stick 3 or 4 of them in this tank behind me.
Well,
because
we will be.
They're pretty decent. they would go for extra large, probably, or large.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
All right. So here's the thing.
And they're homemade. Homemade.
I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. I talk about this in Sunday's video. The channel members all know about this already because I told them I'm doing this.
Oh.
But I have not talked about this publicly except for the members. In the very near future, hopefully within the next, I don't know, I am going to be completely changing 2 tanks in this fish house, neither of which you can see right now. One of them is my 240-gallon saltwater tank. Now, here's my rationale for this. That saltwater tank requires more attention than I'm able to give to it. If circumstances were different, I probably would be able to spend a lot. I would definitely be able to spend a lot more time with that tank. I am not giving that tank the time and the attention that it deserves. So to keep things a little bit more simple, I'm going to transfer what is in my saltwater tank right now down to a 75-gallon tank over here.
You're taking my snail tank.
It was originally my tank, and then she took it, and now I'm taking it back.
Mean.
I'm going to be transferring all of the live rock, all of this, not all of the sand, but as much as I can from one to the other. And I'm going to be converting this 75-gallon tank over here, which you can't see right now, to salt water. What am I going to do with that 240? Well, the aquarium that you're seeing directly behind my beautiful wife right now is occupied by peacocks and haps.
Yep.
Well, it's not going to be for much longer because
he's giving it to me.
No, I will do no such thing.
It's going to be a snail tank.
The third 240 that is now the saltwater tank is going to become a hap specific tank. And so the redfin borlei that I have in there, the Christie eye, the livingstone eye, the venustus, the borlei eyes, the red empress, they are all going to move over into that 240, the third 240. And then I'm going to have to beg my wife for money.
What?
And we're going to go shopping.
What?
On ronsicklets.com.
Oh, I want to go to Ron's. Oh.
I'd love to just go down there and get them.
We should go down there because I got to get like a couple hundred fish too.
I am going to be buying a lot of male peacocks and male haps. Most of the haps I have right now are males. I've got 2 borlei males, 2 morii males. The third morii I think is a female. I've got at least 1 venustus male, but the female venustus look good too. I want a compressicep. I want a trout.
Yeah.
Duh. Gotta have that yellow peacock.
Oh.
For crying out loud. I need 4 or 5 of those.
Sure.
And so we're just going to skip our mortgage payment that month.
What?
And we're going to buy all the fish because, oh boy. And I'm going to have to refer back to the footage that we got from Ron's.
Equity in the house.
We're going to need.
Who needs a swimming pool? Let's go fish shopping.
Swimming pool? I don't remember us ever talking about that.
I'm just saying, people get pools and stuff. We'll get more fish.
And I'm just going to tell you this right off the bat, not because I'm some kind of hero, but just because it's the way I am. I will not be reaching out to Ron and saying, hey, Ron, you going to hook me up? He probably would, but I'm not going to do that.
Don't we have that 10% off coupon?
I probably do. I am going.
No, for everybody else.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Oh.
KGT 10.
Yeah, KGT 10.
So I'll use
Ron's.
that.
Yeah, we'll use that.
And that's not an affiliate code. That's just a discount code.
That's just a discount code.
I will do that. We will probably spend $1,000 that day.
Did you hear me say I need a couple hundred fish?
Well, I know you do, but that
'Cause
tank's
I
not
have
going to be ready.
I have an empty tank. I have an empty tank sitting on the floor.
I show that on Sunday too.
Why?
I guarantee you I'll have my tank up and running with haps in it before your tank even comes up off the ground. How much you want to bet?
Well, I got a lot to do in there.
New swimming pool's $30K. I don't know where you live, Murdoch. Our son just
That's
had one
an
put
ingrown. Yeah, or not ingrown, in-ground, right?
in-ground.
What did?
His was a lot more than 30. David's.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Virginia. Maybe that's why. Speaking of sons, my oldest son, I told you, is turning 30 on Saturday, but my youngest son, who is in the Navy, got an extra special award from the Navy last weekend. It's called what is it called? The Blue Jacket.
Is it? I thought it was
The Blue
Bobcat or something.
The Blue Jacket Award. There's different, I guess, levels. There's the Blue Jacket Award. There's the Sailor Award, but it's the Blue Jacket Award of the year, and they only picked one. They pick one sailor in that range. I guess it's 1 to 3 years. I don't know. Whatever it is, and it's for leadership,
Blue Jacket.
and you get recognized for leadership and all this other good stuff. And he was the one chosen. Like, that's special because that's not easy to get. There's so much competition, it's like there's so many other people out there, and he got it. I'm so proud of him. You have no idea how proud of him I am. He was always that small guy growing up. He was
Not anymore.
He was the little guy, and I feel like there were times in school he got taken advantage of because he was the nice guy, helping out at church, like going and helping to take care of people's yards and stuff, like the elderly, and he would always just do the nice things. And he didn't hang out with the popular kids and play like football, but now it's like he joined the Navy and he finally found himself. And as far as I never imagined that I would be buying bigger clothes for Christmas for my youngest son than I do for my oldest. My oldest son is like 6'2" or something, 6'2.5", and he was always the big kid, always the one in like high school that was the football player and all that kind of stuff. And CJ was the teeny tiny one, and CJ is bigger than him now. It's amazing. But I'm proud of both of them. My sons are awesome. And they've both served our country, and I'm just so proud of them.
I don't know when the pool was put in, like 1980s. It was $25K. I'm very proud of him too, by the way. In fact, I told him while we were playing Fortnite the other night, and he was like, "It's no big deal."
I know, because that's how he is.
I got a pool put in back in 2005, and it was $60,000
Oh, Lord.
in ground. So today it's probably 90. I mean, it's outrageous. And somebody asked why no arowanas. Why not get an arowana? And by the way, you need to pull out whatever it is that you're going to do the giveaway for, because it's $854. What?
And I would say my thank yous.
Well, and you got to do the giveaway.
Okay.
I love arowanas, and I may add one in here. I don't know. I just think it's too risky. I think the Oscars will.
I don't think you should. I think more Oscars.
It's like everything's going great in there right now. I don't want to screw it up. So we're going to do the giveaway, folks. $854. Primetime Aquatics is coming up in 6 minutes. So in order to win, you need to live in the United States, and you need to be active in the chat.
I'm going to do 2.
You can do what so many other people have done and just type the word active. Whatever it is you want to put in there. Whatever. It's fine.
Okay, so
That's all you have to do.
the first one is going to be more of a community beta type giveaway. So it's going to be the Beta Bits, the Krill Pro, and the Nano Bits. It's a smaller package.
But if you have little fish, that'll go a long way.
Especially your betas. And you know what? If you don't have betas and you just have community fish, it's perfectly fine.
Of course it is.
So, all right. Do it.
Right now? And
Do
the
it.
winner is
Who it is? Who is
Mom Dog 72
it? Yay! Congratulations. I hope you have a beta.
or Little Fish.
Little fish. I hope you have little fish.
Mom Dog 72. All I need from you, she's typed in active twice. It'll just need from you is acknowledgement that you have received this message. She has 7 betas.
Awesome.
That's perfect.
They can eat. They can eat all of this food.
So
And
MomDog72, all you need to do is email me at kgtropicals@gmail.com, and I will get your information to
And-
her to
and
send
you know
it to you
what?
tomorrow.
I will go ahead and throw in an extra pack of nanobits for you.
Because she has so many.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. In their small package.
And you said you're going to do one more.
Yeah. Okay.
This lady.
So this one we are going to do cichlid, veggie,
All the ones we were talking about before.
and nano.
Look at that. What are the sizes of the veggie and the cichlid?
Both of them are 2 millimeters. So they're perfect for mbunas
Right
or
there in the middle.
peacocks. Yeah. So, all right. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Let's let it build a little bit. I meant getting an arowana in the previous saltwater tank, the 240. Yeah, so the thing is, it's a 6-foot 240. You, my friend, based on your YouTube name, you might be overseas where it's okay to get Asian arowanas, which would be fine in a 6-foot tank. But silver arowanas are all we can get here, and I wouldn't want to put one in a 6-foot tank. 8-foot tank, absolutely minimum, and that's what this is. So possibly I could add one in here. I've had them in here, and it didn't work out because the Oscars were dicks and killed them. But and I wouldn't want that to happen again. But
Do it. Do it.
all right, here we go. Here is another one. Cecil Mayberry.
Oh, I've seen that name before.
Cecil Mayberry is the winner.
Congratulations.
Mayberry is actually called Manio, and it's right down the road from where we live. Isn't that right down the road?
Manteo?
I'm pretty sure it's Manio, but
Manteo. Manteo.
us around here, we call it Manio. Okay.
I call it Manteo.
Well, you can get laughed
There's
at
a
all
T.
you want.
Just like Wednesday is Wednesday.
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 We're going to have Silent Letter Day. Anybody that hasn't seen that, look it up. Just type in Silent Letter Day. It's hilarious if you like stand-up comedy. Cecil Mayberry said, hey, that's me.
Yay.
All right, Cecil, as long as you live in the United States, preferably Manio, North Carolina, email me at kgtropicals@gmail.com. Where's your fish store? We don't have one. We are online only. We are not open to the public. And thank God for that, because we operated out of a building in our backyard, and that would be weird to have people come to our house. But there are people in the chat right now that have been here.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to say my thank yous. I have a channel, Roots and Whiskers, and I have some cats that I have rescued since we have been living here. I actually had to take one of them to the vet today because she had an eye issue. But anyways, I have some amazing people that help me out, and they send me stuff from my Amazon wish list for cat stuff, not fish stuff. And I have to say thank you to Jerry and Ann, Jerry Goebel. Thank you so much. You're just awesome for taking care of them. And like, I'm not going to say take care of them. I take care of them, but you help me feed them, and I thank you for that. And then I got a package last week, and it came in, and there was no the receipt. I call it a receipt, but it's just because it tells you who sent it to you. It doesn't tell you cost. They sent it to me, and it was stuff that I needed, and I was really shocked because it was the little steps that go on the walls.
Perfect for the barn.
Yeah, for their ledge to, sit on in front of the window. And then what I'm trying to do at the back of the barn is put the green fake carpet grass look back there to give it a more natural, like an outside natural look. And it just, I don't know. I saw it on another rescue video and I was like, that's so cool. I want to do that. So that was sent along with some food, and it didn't say who it was from. And I have an idea who it might be from. There's like a handful of people that it could be from, but I want to say Robert Wayman, but I don't know. And I don't want to upset anybody else who did send it to me and offend them by not, because there's a lot of people. Joe Provenzano sends stuff, and Whip's World, and Curtis Crump, and Vincent Dunn. I get generous donations from people all the time, and I appreciate it. And then I got 2 squirrel shirts, and I have no idea who sent those cute squirrel shirts. They're so awesome.
If I was guessing, I would guess Robert Wayman on those, but
really,
I don't know for certain, but I would guess.
I just want to be able to say thank you to the right people, though. But
and
whoever you are, thank you.
You're going to be uploading videos to that channel soon. She's editing them all by herself.
I have one that's almost done, and I like it a lot. I like it.
It's
if no one else likes it, it's okay. It doesn't have to go viral. I like it because it's like I'm telling the story of my cats or the cats I've rescued, and I want them to have their own story. So I'd like to try to do one for each if I can. I mean, I'll try.
Yep. All right, 9:02, lady. It's time for everybody to go over to Primetime Aquatics. Joanna and Jason are streaming. I'm pretty sure Joanna's back. She was sick last week too, so hopefully she's back to feeling better and feeling better.
I know.
Poor Jason was the only person that streamed last Thursday.
I know. He was doing everything, but and congratulate Joanna. She hit 50,000 on the small scape. It's awesome. So
yes.
I'm so happy for her.
Absolutely. So
very well deserved.
Y'all don't have to do anything. We will click finish stream and you will just head right over there. You don't even have to click a button.
Bye.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Thank you, mods.
Bye.
And winners of the giveaway, email me, kgtropicals@gmail.com. Bye.